Hi, today we are going to talk about certificate of incorporation and we are going to understand how we can create PDF files in bulk completely in automation. So as you can see, I have got a certificate of incorporation Google document template in the background, which has all the details for a certificate of incorporation. And we are going to utilize this document with the help of a Notion database and we'll be producing PDFs on automation. So we have three rows of data in this database for the certificate of incorporation, and we'll be generating PDF files out of this database completely in automation. So once the automation is set up, we'll be able to create PDF file directly inside the Notion database, and that will help us save a lot of time and create the PDFs directly within our database. For this, we'll be using an automation tool known as PDF Output. PDF Output will help you produce the PDF files complete in automation from the Google document with the help of a Notion database that will be connected. Let us understand how this will work. So first of all, let me quickly sign in and then I will show you the entire process step by step. So I'm going to quickly log in over here and then we will see how we can implement the rest of the steps for the automation. So as you can see, I have already logged in into my account and there is already one automation which is ongoing that has been set up earlier. But now I'm looking to create a new automation for this. So I will simply click on new automation and I can give it a name. So let's say this is certificates and I will click on create. And here I need to connect the database which I have on my Notion account. So this is the database which I'm going to connect. So what I will do is I'll click on change Notion database and I can click on add new database. So this will allow me to add new databases to the entire connection window. So it will open up a selection window where I can add a new database onto this particular window. So I will just wait for a while as it is going to load. And once it is loading, what I'll do is I will just copy the database title from here. So this is the database which I'm using. I'm going to copy this title as I'm going to connect this database. I'll go back and I'll click on select pages. Then I can simply enter the database inside the search pages field that we have over here. So I will just simply enter the database title inside here and I should be able to see the particular database populate over here. Click on this and it is automatically added. Scroll down and click on allow access. So this will give access to the database that you are connecting, and once it is connected you should be able to see the database appear in the selection window. So I'll just again rename this to certificates, click on create, and now you can see we have the certificate of incorporation database that is already added up over here. If you click on this, you should be able to see all the databases that is connected, but since we're going to connect the certificate of incorporation, that is already added up over here. Meanwhile, if you go back to the database and scroll to the right side, you should be able to see these three additional columns that appears over here. We have the generate PDF, PDF file and Google Drive file. If any of the records are set as ready to generate in the Notion database, those records will be converted to PDF file and they will be stored on the PDF file column right over here. So make sure you are setting your records as ready to generate whichever you're looking to convert to PDF before you start the automation, so that the PDF file that is generated is stored under the PDF file column right inside the database. If you're adding a Google Drive folder link, it will also be able to save the PDF under the Google Drive and it will be able to populate those links into the Google Drive file column that is placed over here. Okay. Now let us proceed ahead. So I'll just click on next and I need to add a document to the selection. Okay, so we're going to utilize this document that is already created for this purpose. So what I'll do is I'll click on select Google document. If you already have an existing document in hand which you want to use for the automation, you can go with the first option. If you want to start from scratch and create a new document, you can go with the second option. And demo document is something which is quickly useful for testing the automation, but since we already have a template, so I will go with the last option. Okay, as I do that, you will be able to see all the templates that is already available will populate over here. So let me quickly search for certificate of incorporation and this is what is available. Okay, I'll click on use template and we need to simply create a copy of the template which it is showing in the instructions. So I'll click on next and here it will ask you to create a copy. So I just click on make a copy. As I do, so as you can see, it has already created a copy of the document in our Google Drive. And let me close this. As soon as I do that, we will need to add the particular document in this document selection window. Okay. So this is the particular document which you're going to use, the certificate of incorporation. Let me click on select. And now that document is already added into this document selection window. Click on continue And now you should be able to see the particular document that is appearing over here on the left side with all the formatting intact. And we can simply copy paste all the properties of the Notion database, connecting the same to the Google document on the left. Okay. So if you notice, we have certain elements that have been put inside double curly brackets. Like we have the incorporation state, the certificate issue date, okay? Then we have the state name, company name. So all these fields are coming from the database which we have already copied and pasted beforehand. But I'll just show you a few samples of how you can create placeholders inside this Google document. So let's say we want to add the incorporation date, okay? So let me search if we have that property. So we have the incorporation date property available. Okay, let me put the slider to the right side so we're able to see it clearly. So let me fully type the particular property name. So this is the incorporation date which we're going to use. Okay, so here I already have a placeholder that has been created. So if I want, I can remove this. Okay, I'll simply click on copy. It will copy that placeholder element. I'll go to the document on the left side and I will simply use Control V or Command V on my keyboard. Okay, so you can use the keyboard shortcut Control V or Command V depending on which version you are, and it will copy paste the entire placeholder onto the Google document. Similarly, let's say if I want to add the state name, okay, so I'll just type in state and you should be able to see the state name. So let me fully type in the property. So this is the state name which we're using. So I'll just simply click on copy. It will copy the state name. And we can just simply remove the placeholder which we do not need, and we can simply use Control V or Command V to paste it. So you can simply copy paste all the properties of the database from the right side that is available over here onto the document on the left side. And once everything is copied over and you are satisfied with all the placeholders, we can go ahead with generating the PDF. Okay. Before downloading the PDF, we have one more additional setting. We can define how the PDF file will be named. Okay. So I want to generate all the PDF file by the name of the incorporation state. Okay. So I will, or maybe you can go with the company name, whatever you wish to do that. So let's go with the company name. So I will just simply select the company name, and that is already marked. Okay. That is how the PDF file will be generated. If you want, you can store the PDFs in a Google Drive folder. You can select that from here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm happy with all the setup. Now there are two options to generate the PDF. If you want to instantly download the PDF, you can click on the drop down. There are two ways to do that. You can download three PDFs, which happens to be at your disposal for quick PDF generation, or you can download in batches. Okay, so let's say you have a lot of records which you want to process. So you can simply click on this second option. It will process in batches of 100 rows. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to set up the automation. So I'll just click on Setup Notion Automation. It will quickly create an automation system which will help me produce the PDF directly inside the database one by one. So the automation is successful. Let's go back to the database. And here I can simply change this property. So let me remove this property for the moment. And I will simply mark it as ready to generate. Okay. Now, as I mark it as ready to generate, it will now be converted into PDF file, and it will be stored under the PDF file column right over here. So make sure before you make the changes, you set your record as ready to generate, and that will be converted to PDF file right inside this particular column. Okay. You will also see that there is an additional column which has been created, choose document. So let's say if you have different certificates of incorporation template which you want to apply on the same database, you can create another automation with a different template and click on Setup Notion Automation. You will find the second template coming over here in the selections over here. So what this allows you to do is you can select a template for a particular record and you can choose a different template for another record. So you can apply as many templates as possible in the same database, and that will help you produce PDF as per different templates that you want to use. Okay. So this is a really powerful way of generating your PDF when you can define any particular template as per your choice, and that will be useful to create the PDF right over here. So you can see it has started processing this record, and it will be soon converted to PDF and stored in the PDF file column, which is happening right now. So it happens real time and it processes the PDF. So let me click open and show you one of the document. So you can see it has replaced the placeholders that we had added earlier, and everything seems to be correct coming from the database itself. Okay. So whatever you mark in the database as a placeholder, it will be automatically mapped to the document if you have already mapped the placeholder inside double curly brackets. Okay, so this is for Technova Incorporation. And let me show you the second one. This is for another company. Okay. So basically it just replaced those values in the document from the database with whatever was placed, and it has created a PDF out of that. So henceforth, what you can do is once the automation is set up, you can simply keep on adding more and more records, mark it as ready to generate once you are satisfied, and then it will be converted to PDF and stored on the PDF file column. So this allows you to add more and more records subsequently to the database, and once you set it as ready to generate, it will be converted to PDF and stored on the PDF file column. We didn't add any Google Drive link. Had we added the same, it would have also saved the Google Drive folder link right over here. So this is how useful PDF output is to convert the rows of data into PDF files. And I hope this explanation was clear to you. If you still have any questions on this and you want to talk to me about anything, you can just use this chat bubble and send me a message with your queries. I'll be able to address any issues which might come up your way, and I'll be happy to resolve the same. Otherwise, what you can do is you can simply go to the home screen where you will be able to find the contact window at the very bottom. So you can just go to the contact section and send me an email through here. I will be able to address the same as well. So I hope this explanation was clear and useful to you, and you start taking